Hello, and today we're playing Warcraft Rumble, and I am super excited to show you guys the best character in Warcraft Rumble, my favorite, old Murk-Eye. Now, Murk-Eye has an amazing trait. Once he's placed on the field, you can literally summon extra units called Tide Hunters for every goal spent for 5 seconds. It's amazing. As you can see, this overwhelming force is already heading to my enemy base, and we have some really nice kits in our deck. So we have Raptors, we have Huntress, we have Murk-Eye himself, we also have Cheat Death, Polymorph, and Necromancer along with Quillbore. Now this deck is synergizing so well together. As you can see, we already took the turret on the left hand side. We just have to contend with this turret, and we're already ranking up enough gold because we collected most of the resources to send out another massive contingent out here on the field. As you can see them coming out now. I know what you're thinking. Orange Berry, there is a massive augment in our towers this week and it does mass AoE to your units, but let me tell you, there is a solution around this, especially if you're using low tier units like this. If you place a Quillbore or another high tier unit on one side, the turret will literally face them and allow you to easily do damage to their backside without letting your low tier units take damage. Now sadly, as you can see there, that left hand side of my units are taking damage, but the Huntress is still alive. So I'm going to summon a Quillbore, and the right hand side of my units is easily being able to go into their base and do damage without having to worry about the enemy. But he does summon a bat, so I'm going to activate Cheat Death, and now they don't have to worry about death, and they're just going to keep going away at the turret, giving us the first round victory, a massive victory for the Murloc squad. And I'll be honest with you, I can't believe how much fun I'm having with this character. Out of all the characters I currently have, this one has really made me love PvP more than anything else. Winning or losing, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to use Polymorph here on the Huntress, since the Huntress can kind of, AoE down my units, and we easily take it down. Now I have a contingent going to the main base. We do have Rend Blackhand to deal with, but let me tell you, a really nice strategy you can use with this. You can always send your Necromancer to solo a lane, kind of backing up here and there, and your Huntress can take a turret by herself if she doesn't have any enemies in front of her, plus she does mass AoE. Now we're going to summon a nice set here. We're going to drop Huntress so we could summon some nice Tide Hunters onto the field, and this should easily be able to clear. He does summon his Quillbore, waste of resources. The chest down the middle should be coming up soon, but we do have to contend with that Griffin Rider, sadly, and I can't hit him while I'm under the bridge. I don't know what these little bottles that keep dropping everywhere on the map is. That's actually quite interesting to say the least. Now we're dropping down Necromancer, who should more than be able to deal with the Griffin, and we also got Cobalt, but the Cobalt's probably going to die to the Dragon before he's able to get any resources, but we're still saving up here. Saving up as much as possible is something great. We use the Quillbore literally to distract the Huntress so my Necromancer can get the chest. We also notice that my enemy has whelps, and that's something to take clear note of. I don't know, Cheat Death there is probably not the best option, and I used Polymorph too early, so that's why I didn't actually go for it. So we're just going to summon a whole bunch of Tide Hunters to deal with these enemies right here. Now, if Polymorph comes out in time, we might use... Oh no, never mind, they got rid of the Huntress. Now hopefully my units can get rid of that Dark Iron. Perfect timing, so he didn't get any resources. Summoning the Necromancer to deal with the Griffin Rider, and we do have a nice little contingent doing some small damage to the enemy base over there. We might actually get it, but we're going to summon a Quillbore. We do not want our enemy to collect any resources. This is one of the big things about this build. We can control the map and keep the pressure up. If we can collect all the resources, this game is ours. There is nothing the enemy can do. As you can see there, we have a contingent coming on the left-hand side, and then a whole bunch of Tide Hunters will be coming as well. Nice Raptors added there at the checkpoint mark right there. We're going to add Cheat Death so they can focus on this side, giving our units on the right-hand side more time to do damage to the base, and this probably is going to be it here, overwhelming our enemies, giving ourselves the massive victory. Now, I'm probably going to be playing this build as my main build for the foreseeable future. Obviously, I'm still going to play other characters because, I mean, why not? But this right here is my favorite build and my favorite character, win or lose. Now, we do have Sneed coming down the middle. We might use Polymorph. I don't know. So we're going to summon a whole bunch of units right now, and then we're going to look to probably use Polymorph on them so we can easily contend with them without having to worry about taking extra damage. And there we go, and we eliminate that squad easily. That's a lot of resources for the enemy. He's basically struggling right now to stay alive. Putting Cheat Death on this squad allows him to eliminate the Tauren and do a little more damage to the enemy base. Now, the sad part about it is it didn't last long enough so, they could stay alive, but that's okay. We did some damage to the secondary base and the main base, which works out in our favor. We're saving up resources here. We're trying not to spend willy-nilly. That's one of the main things you need to notice about this build. You want to make sure every one of the units spent with resources is vital to your success. You need to make sure it's used with a thought in mind, especially when you're using your Quillbore. You want to know if you're using it to literally direct the tower attacks to a different direction or literally to distract, as you can see. So I'm ensuring I collect all the resources on the map. We have a nice little contingent squad coming down there. It's not really going to end the game, but it's going to keep pressure on our enemy. He's saving up resources and we've collected everything on the map, so we don't really have to worry about it. And he's near half health. The Huntress is doing a fantastic job. As I said, the Huntress could probably take this turret from 100 to 0 easily once she's not contended with any of the enemies being summoned. And there it is, the turret at the top left hand side taken by us. Now we just got to save up some more gold and we're going to go in for a massive squad right here to get the middle chest resources, and we're going to do everything. We saved the Quillbore specifically so we could probably use it later in the matchup so we can get the flames to adjust. So we're going to place it right here in the corner. Oh, actually we're going to win right here. The Necromancer blasting away with the Huntress, and there we go, GG. I guess the enemy gave up right there. He didn't even bother to fight this. He was probably like, how do I even contend with this amount of pressure that Orange Berry is letting out? Now we're going into this next matchup, Sylvanas. Sylvanas is probably the most overpowered character right now in the game, or maybe Baron Rivendell. It's one out of the two, I would personally say, and Tyrion Forging being right below them. Now, with that being said, we see an Abomination coming down the middle, but we were able to get the chest first, which works out in our favor. We also have our Cobalt going out early and our Huntress to apply pressure. Now, the Abomination is going to be an issue. We're going to really have to use our Polymorph here if the situation calls for it. He also has a nice contingent with Sylvanas on some rogues. So you see this massive force. We're looking to save up Polymorph. If we can get it fast enough, we can easily eliminate them here. Oh no, I need the gold. Come on, perfect. So we're not losing all our units, and the units on the bridge adding extra damage to them. Now the good thing is we also took the checkpoint on the left hand side, which is a secondary turret, which I'm very happy about. Now we just need to do damage to his base. We're going to place down the Quillbore. Well, you know, it didn't work out as planned, but we're going to keep it coming in the left hand side, adding cheat death to our right hand side units, which will allow them to do a little more damage, dropping the Huntress down the middle so she can collect those chests as fast as possible. We also have that turret up and functioning, which is great for our side of the team right now. Now the enemy has a little squad coming towards them and a Sylvanas. I now see the commander on the field, so nothing too much to worry about. We're going to summon a contingent here of Tide Striders with the Necromancer, and we also have our Quillbore waiting to be placed where necessary to stall them as much as possible. Sadly, he was able to reclaim his tower. Now, I didn't change the arrow in time, so as you can clearly see there, a lot of my units already went to the main base. But if you check his health, he's actually whittling down so much right now. Oh wait, he has a siege weapon. He has the meat wagon. I did not know he had the meat wagon. That's something to consider. I don't know why he didn't use it earlier on. Probably because he's trying to figure out how to combat this. Now we're going to need to ensure we get these chests because we know he has a very tough tank Abomination, and meat wagon cannot be allowed to come to my base too often because that's not going to work out in my favor. We're going to play cheat death there. It didn't go off in time because I was hoping to save the other Tide Hunters. But oh no, there goes my Huntress with the poison. That was actually not satisfying. Hopefully we can collect the resources here, and we also have an Abomination on the field to contend with. Man, his health is so low. Hopefully we can end this pretty soon. Now obviously if I had some damaging spells I would have kept spamming it, but I didn't feel like damaging spells works with this build as well. I feel like it doesn't add to it, as I already can summon enough units to do damage, you know, and keeping them alive is more important. Also having Holy Nova doesn't make sense because most of my units get one shot anyways, especially those Tide Hunters. Nice. Let's see, is it going to end off here? We do get the Sylvanas down. Now the funny thing is Sylvanas doesn't have her trait, so she did not turn into a Banshee to conquer my unit, which is actually working out in my favor. We're going to summon another contingent here. Now here's the thing, we need to defend. I'm hoping to kind of cheese my way to victory right now, but the goal to do that would have to be, oh no, the meat wagon eliminates Murk-Eye. That actually did not play it on my favor, but we're going to try our best to end the base before anything because I don't really want to go in overtime. Oh no, they also have our turret. I wasn't expecting that. Okay, so this is what happens when you're tunnel visioning too much. I really tunnel vision so bad. I could have literally just saved my turret and probably ended right here, but I was going in for that cheese all or nothing. Now we're gonna try to take back our turret because I'll be very honest with you. It's very difficult when that turret is there. I don't know what could happen. I used my resources wrong, then I'm not able to use Murk-Eye's full ability. That was also my bad. But we do recapture the turret, which works out in our favor. However, that misuse of Murk-Eye can cost me. That's one of the next things about this build. You have to be very careful of how you use your resources. Any wasted resource is extremely dangerous. We do have Huntress going on that way. This could be it if we can survive. So that's what we're going to do. We also know we summoned and we got the victory with that nice squad making it to their base. I feel very good. I'm also glad my Necromancer is almost level 11 as it will continue to add to the power of my characters. Now, one of the things I'm looking forward to is eventually locking all the talents. I'm playing as a free-to-play player and it's very difficult at times, but at the same time, you get so many options to level up your camps and do so good with your characters. All you got to do is make sure and play every day, completing your little daily challenges. We're summoning as much units. Now, the reason I didn't summon all my gold, I could have summoned more Tidehunters, is because I wanted to use my spells just in case. Like right here, Cheat Death comes down and those Murlocs actually survive. I was not expecting the safe pilot. This is going to be quite interesting to have to figure out how this battle is going to go. Safe Pilot is one of those units that can counter my unit composition so easily. We do have the Huntress going. Maybe we'll be able to capture that turret. I don't know, but we do have to deal with this turret and the Dark Spirit Troll coming down. He also summoned another turret, so we're not going to get that base at any time soon, but we're looking to get some resources and the Necromancer, so we're going to summon a couple Tidehunters with the Raptor. Thankfully, with this play, we got some more Tidehunters, and we were able to clear the middle path. Hopefully, we can get those chests. Now, playing the Kobold on the left-hand side was actually really bad on my part. That Dark Spirit Troll is doing actually more damage than I was expecting him to do. We may need to actually play in our favor there to get back our tower. I'm pretty sure the Dark Spirit Troll got it down. The Huntress was actually not even a good play. I thought that would have been better than it was, and it was not. I'm actually struggling right here to keep up with what's going on. I'm making a lot of mistakes this game. I really need to pick it up. I don't know what's going on, but we're going to try our best. He also has a giant, and let me tell you, that's going to be a little issue. Not really, I'll be honest with you. Thinking about it in hindsight, I don't think the giant's going to be too bad because my Necromancer can easily solo that character. I don't really think that giant's a great character in the game at all, but I do see certain units, compositions in the missions or the PvE version of the game that works out. Now we're going to take down that giant. Thankfully, the Pyromancer was also taken out. We're going to use Cheat Death there so they can absorb damage right there. Hopefully we have enough of a contingent so we can take down that base. And I completely forgot about my turret being taken. We need to defend this and try to take it back, but we also took his turret, which works out. We're actually losing health right now, so I'm hoping not to actually lose this game. So we're going to have to pull it together and kind of make up for it by collecting resources and then focus on the turret getting back on our side. We're forcing our enemy right now to play units by his base, which is one of the best parts about this build. We also need to make sure we get Kobold up soon, simply for the fact that we need to start collecting resources. Going to drop my Necromancer there, drop the Kobold, and we're going to look to place our Quillboard to hopefully be able to collect the chest. They should come up any second now. I know my enemy is not really placing units on the turret closest to me, so that's working out in my favor, and we're collecting all this units. So what we're going to attempt to do right here is we're going to try everything as possible to take... Oh no, I was not about to say we're going to take back that base with that turret. I wasn't really paying too much of attention, and he does summon an Ogre, which is going to cost us a little bit. So we're going to polymorph him here, and hopefully my Huntress gets him, takes him out, which actually works out in our favor. We're going to allow the Huntress to just keep going down. We're going to build up a force and eventually take it back. The good thing is we're trying to even out the health. It works in our favor. We're getting another Murk-Eye push in a minute. Just trying to save up a little more gold. We're going to drop the Raptor right here. Perfect. The chests are about to come up, which will work for us in our favor. We do have that coming out. He does summon a very nice giant right there. And now's the time to focus it. Switching the arrow. Now we know he used most of his gold and resources that he tried to save up. We do have Polymorph coming. Looking to try to cast it here. Perfect. Now the sad thing is I don't really have enough units to do the damage I wanted to the Pyromancer as well. But at least we cleared the giant, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. We're a little more health than he is, which means if we go to overtime right now, we have a very good chance of not having to worry about losing the game. We're summoning the big contingent, the arrows there, and we know that left-hand army doesn't have to worry about anything. We're collecting the mining resources, which works out for us. Coming down with another Murk-Eye. Now the sad part about this is I did not have enough gold to really summon much of the Tidehunters to come to the game. The Necromancer comes out, which is going to save us, and we collect more resources from the mine with that Huntress coming, doing more damage to his main base. We're running out of overtime here. We do reclaim our base, which works out so fantastic. Throwing down the Quillboard to collect the chest, and this should be GG right here with the double Huntress coming in, and there we go. Greatest build in the game.